Ho, 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 ho.
Ho, 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 ho.
I always forgot about how cute that is.
I do too. I do too. And I like it because it gave me more time to share to my groups.
Oh, I did not do that
I
yet.
didn't have to.
I was doing this.
I know. It was like we were watching it for the first time. And nobody's watching yet. So
No.
we might have to redo it, the entrance, when people join us so that we can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
This could be a really not well attended session because everybody's in the kitchen. So they say
traveling. Yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot to put my notification. Dumb thing to do before you go live. Text message your entire family squad.
And I didn't even add any of my channels, so
I'll just have to.
I'll just go ahead and share, which would be great for everyone else to do because this is a good one. I think.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it really is. It's a good one. We're just gonna have fun today. We're gonna talk about some fun stuff today. So let me.
Sorry, and we have people outside, and Clark's barking, so maybe.
Yeah, that's all right, guys. This is what it is today.
Realness.
Chat. That's what I wanted to pull up here. Good morning, everybody. Oh, it's kind of dreary. Is it raining where you are, Coach?
Yeah. It's almost. I went out there, and it's so light that it kind of looks like snowflakes, but it's not cold enough to be snowflakes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's raining here. So my hunter, who took the week off of work, he is actually hunting today. So you went hunting yesterday. He gets so very angry. I had to giggle. I hope he's not watching. So
he normally does.
It's been 2 years since he shot a deer. And so he's a little on the frustrated side. And so he went out hunting yesterday, didn't see anything. In the middle of his hunt, I sent him a what do you call those? A GIF? The GIF. Is that how you say it? GIF? I sent him a GIF of a deer doing a hula dance, and then the squirrels came and started dancing. He says, "Really?" He was not amused by that. So he goes back. He didn't see anything in the field all day. Goes back, and what did he find by his Jeep? Deer. And I swear to you, they were doing that dance that I sent. He was so angry about that. So today he is hunting. But he's hunting at Costco right now because he's looking for a brisket.
He might have to drive 2 hours. Who knows?
He may end up at your house today, Darce. And you can charge him sales tax. You can charge him whatever the heck you want.
I feel like we even have 2 briskets because we don't make briskets.
You don't? Oh my gosh. No. Well, if you want him to smoke it, you just send it with him.
Yeah.
And he takes this smoking thing seriously. He doesn't sleep. He's got his phone connected to the grill, and he knows when the temperature goes. The man is serious. So every Thanksgiving he comes to our parties about a sleep. But every week, every year he offers to do it. So I don't shut the man down. But he is hunting today. I think he's going to catch something though for about $125.
I hope so because I like turkey. I like ham. I don't like ham so much because most of it's processed with sugar. But I love Brian's brisket. So I
really do too. And there's never any leftovers. So when he said, "Do I get an 11 pound?" I'm like, no, that's not gonna
be enough.
You know, Sansi said, "Oh yeah, mine is frustrated." Says he isn't bringing a gun out because it's pouring. That's exactly why I'm stuck with my hunter at home. Yeah. And it's not gonna go over very well at retirement, I don't think, because I like my house and I like my schedule, and it messes it up when he's home. So we're gonna have to figure. Sansi, you are the girl that I can talk to about what to do when he's always around. I love him. I do. But yeah,
it'll be
good. I love hunting days.
Mark's here a lot, and we just have our own groove, so it's all good. You'll get it. It's
I
fine.
hope so.
We're retired, and we are far from retirement.
We made it 30 years, and it would be horrible to crash when retirement hits, right?
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about. I wanted to go back today and just kind of do some remembering. And you and I have different stories, so I always like to get both perspectives. But I was sitting in my chair this morning doing my devotions, and I was. Oh, Sancy loves retirement. Okay, you give me hope, Sancy. You give me hope. I was sitting here in my chair thinking about, well, yesterday I was thinking about the day after Thanksgiving, and I started to feel all those feels again of the guilt and the shame. And I always specifically ask God when I work with clients to help me remember, because we're 8 years into this thing, right? And we are kind of living our best lives right now. After going through the healing process and all of that. But I never want to forget how I felt when I was going through the weight loss journey. And I never want to forget. And so before I meet with clients, I always like, God, show me, help me feel empathy, help me feel all the feels when I'm in this session. But it also happens during the holiday. It happens, and it happens very weirdly. Like, I'll get whiffs of smells of things, or now this morning, it was a completely new feeling that I had felt. Usually I feel about the shame and the guilt after Thanksgiving and how you feel after you've binged. To this morning, it was weird because I was remembering, as I was watching the news, how I felt 2 days before. And I never thought about it this way. Everybody, when I say everybody, I'm going to have that one person.
Yeah.
Isn't that annoying? Isn't that so annoying? Oh, you'll post something on Facebook.
Just say many people.
Many people. And somebody will say, oh, well, I don't need my testosterone that high. Oh, come on. So, again, Monica's talking, sweeping, but you can take yourself out of the picture. But many people know that, and this is why this is a very slow season for us, because they know they're going to binge. They know they don't want to give up the things. And remind me, Darcy, put this in the flow somewhere about Sunday's sermon about idols. My gosh. Whew. Most people know that they're going to binge. And that's why they say, I'm not going to get healthy until January 1st. And what they do, say many of us, thank you, Patty, many of us, and if you're on my team, you know what I'm feeling. That's why January 1st is January 1st, because we binge throughout. We just know we're not going to give this stuff up. And I'm going to link this to idols here in a minute. But our clients don't do that. And we learned, and that's what we want to talk to you about today, is we actually can lose 20 pounds over the holidays and not miss out on anything. But I was sitting here this morning, and there's a point to this. I was remembering how I felt before because I knew I was going to binge. So what did I do 2 days before Thanksgiving for 25 years? I starved myself because I knew if I starve myself now, I can eat whatever the heck I want on Thanksgiving, and I'm not going to feel the guilt. Well, that's not what happens when you gorge yourself and when you feed yourself all of this crap. You never lose the feeling of shame and guilt. You never lose that. So I would starve myself. So that's kind of in the mode that I'm in right now of, I'm not going to eat anything for 2 days because I know I'm going to binge. Now, my life has changed and I don't do that, but those feelings are still programmed into my system. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was remembering this morning. I was wondering, Darcy, kind of what you went through before you changed your lifestyle. If you can kind of put yourself back there and whether it's before, during, after, I just wanted to know kind of what your experiences were, before you were healed.
Well, I don't want to tiptoe on your sermon.
You trump over it. You don't have to tiptoe.
I mean, that was a big thing for me when I had I had a moment a couple years ago where I realized, because I'm faith-based, I 100% believe that Jesus Christ is my Savior, all that sort. I declare that. but in the same sense, I didn't depend on God. I depended on food. I depended on the holidays, and I depended on those reasonable. Oh, it's a holiday, so I get to enjoy this stuff like everybody else does, no matter whatever health situation that they're in. Like they're enjoying with this, so I'm going to enjoy with this stuff. I'm a baker. Like I bake a lot. So when I would bake those things, I wouldn't just have one. I would justify being able to eat all of it or a lot of it. Mm-hmm. And then Mark's not one where he eats it. He'll eat one and then I eat the rest because he does. I know. And I save it for him. But if it's just sitting there, I'm like, it's going to go to waste. And we came from a family where we did not waste things. Mom and Dad made us eat what was on our plate. It was because it makes sense, as a parent to make your kids eat what they grab. So that was instilled in me of I need to eat what I make so it doesn't go to waste.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Darce, did you ever do it didn't look like you were eating a lot, like it didn't look because the piece of pie was sitting on the counter and it had a jagged edge and you didn't want to eat the whole piece, but you had to level it off until half the pie. Did you ever do that?
I definitely leveled it off to the point where it was gone, but I would also try to like make it into smaller, but I knew that it was in the fridge. I knew it was there.
Yes.
So it didn't stop me from, I would justify, I had one at lunch, or I only had one piece, but I would have that one piece, large piece, every single day. And then with something else, paired with something else. I'd have one of each thing every single day, but that adds up. It's
the other thing I would do too is I would eat it really fast.
Mm-hmm.
That was my binging escape, was I would eat it really fast because if it wasn't there, it never happened. And so I would level off that cake really fast.
Right.
And make it look normal.
But I think for me, once I had the realization that I was turning to food before, when I was distraught or in my depression state of life, or even before holidays, that was probably the worst because that's when all those things were made. Mm-hmm. I would create that as my idol when I was discouraged, or when I was anxious, when I was overwhelmed with having to buy Christmas, or when I was having to make sure my house was clean for when a party was coming over, things like this. And kids, like you name it, whatever life brings you, I would turn to that pie. I would turn to that baked good. I would turn to it. And it wasn't just once. Instead of like, we should be turning to God for us to be at peace, but we're not. We're turning to food. So that became my idol. And I didn't realize how I turned to food, and I believe it can go for anybody that has, something that they put before going to God first. Mm-hmm. I would say that would be your idol. Yeah. And I don't think any of us are.
Sorry. If you say, I could never give that up. Mm-hmm. I have to have my insert food. I have to have, that's how you know it's an idol, because I couldn't give that up. And I see a lot of preachers do this. A lot of preachers, heavyweight preachers. I give God in my entire life, but I need this. I deserve to be happy. That's an idol. And it's 1 Corinthians 10 is where our sermon came from on Sunday. And it just really rocked me because food has so become our idol. We don't even know it,
Yeah.
Yeah. It is something that is common to man. I guess we could take that scripture from the Bible. It's so common, and we have put it on its throne so high that it doesn't even look like an idol anymore. It doesn't look like that we're worshiping it. But when we can't put it down, it has become an idol. And then we talk about addiction, and we talk about all those things that we've let in our life that stress eating is an idol, when we're not. And like Darcy said, when you put it in front of God, and a lot of people say, well, we have to eat, so that's not in front of God. That's the same. Right. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah. Yeah. I talked to somebody a couple of months ago who said, I really want to join your program. But I don't want to give up the holidays. I don't want to give up that. Do I really have to give that up? And I declined his application. I just like, you know what? You're not ready for me yet. Because until you get to a point where you are like sick and tired of being sick and tired, I don't want you in my program. And that's not me being mean. That's not Coach Darcy being mean. It's like, no, we want to see victory in your life. We want to see you free from these things. And when you say, I'm not ready to give this up, you're not ready for the program yet. And that's a scary thing about the GLP-1 factor right now. Over and over, every year I see this, Darcy. I see people in these GLP-1 groups saying, I'm going to stop taking my shot for Thanksgiving so I can enjoy it. That's why they're regaining the weight back when the shot stops, because we're not fixing this internal thing. And that's what Darcy and I want to talk to you about today. Mm-hmm. Darcy, tell me more. We diverted into idols, which is totally fine. I need to learn to divert better. So hard to divert. Talk more about what your life looked like. So what did because you've got a young family, you've got littles, and you had littlers before, and we kind of celebrated Thanksgiving and the holidays together. So but I wasn't really paying attention because actually I think we were fighting during that season, weren't we? I don't remember.
You and me?
I didn't know much about your journey when you were going through it. So I want you to make us feel what your life was when you were walking through right before you made that change. Because then we'll talk about after. But bring us into your house.
So I think what my household looked like, other than the fact that a typical mom, they're busy. We're busy. Mm-hmm. We're making sure kids are happy, fed, and making sure they are well socialized. So a lot of who I was based around my kids. Though I still had the inner calling of wanting to feel needed and productive in the household for income purposes. So I definitely did a lot of jewelry making, and I got out there. Mm-hmm. And I bring that up, it's a fact of we tend to, as moms, we're caregivers, but I feel like we're more than caregivers. We talked about being a caregiver, which that is not I don't want to make that sound like it's a nothing job. That is a huge job, and it is a gift for people that are caregivers, and they are amazing. But in the meantime, if you are not taking care of yourself, which I was not taking care of myself, I put my kids first. I put my emotions first. I put my all of my masks before actually fully taking care of myself.
So were you more doing it quietly? Like, how did the food get in your mouth? You know what I'm saying? Were you kind of a quiet, I'm taking care of everybody and I'm just shoving this stuff in, or I'm
yeah, like after the kids would go to bed or be taking a nap, that is when I would sit and just
comfort.
Yeah, it would be a comfort. It would be like I deserve this. The kids are finally asleep. I've been thinking about this food all day. Even though I'm taking care of kids, it's still there in the back of my mind. It's still sitting there where I'm making new. Because here's the other thing that a lot of at-home moms and even, moms at work, they want to, especially during the holidays, they want to give their kids that magic that holidays bring. And there's so much more seen on the TV, or not the TV, that's old school, on social media about how people are making all these easy, quick go-to meals. And I would be on Pinterest all the time trying to do fun things, and I'd be baking it, but it was also like mostly ultra processed, quick go-to, but delightful sweet treats. And we want to give that for our kids. We want to give them that magic and be a provider in that department, whether that be through buying gifts or through food or sending them on holiday trips. I don't even know mine too young for that. But you start to forget to have self-care. And when you're so overwhelmed and not having that self-care, you tend to not do anything.
Yeah.
So to me, like,
go ahead.
To me, I would say a sneak peek of who I was beforehand was quiet with lots of masks. Mm-hmm. And I was looking for a good time with people, but just not thinking of, I was not being mindful.
Yeah. Tell me if I'm crazy. There were times that I knew how overweight I was. There were times that, like we talk about the white chair syndrome and going to a wedding or going, not fitting in a seat at Cedar Point. There were times that, and I may be crazy when I think about this, but there were times that I would go into a deep, dark space and I would know, Monica, you've got to get your weight under control. You've got to do this. You've got to. A lot of times when I'd see a picture of myself, which there's not very many pictures of me. But during the holiday season, I didn't feel that. I would eat endlessly, and I would perhaps sometimes feel skinny. Does that sound weird? Like I would feel like I don't have a problem until
you feel skinny until you see a photo of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're with other people who are not struggling, and we talked about it in group last night, mm-hmm. About identities and how mm-hmm. I'm the fat one. I am, and we would put those labels on ourselves in those moments. But in mm-hmm. the kitchen, when I was baking and when I was getting everything ready, and when you were mothering and in the midst of things, I didn't see a problem until I did.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's weird. Maybe that might be something that's just Coach Monica.
Well, that's when we got in that desperate mode and like, I'm going to get this weight off. Like I've always felt that. That's why I focused on homesteading a lot. Even mm-hmm. homesteaders can be overweight, even though you're growing your own food and canning your own food, then mm-hmm. you're still that doesn't clear you for being healthy. That mm-hmm. just it's a good choice to be able to be a homesteader.
Yeah.
But I focused on quinoa and the honey and all these things that were natural, that were actually like, I had, what my go-to was, as a stay-at-home mom, where I thought it was healthy. It was a refried bean and cheese burrito.
Oh yes.
I would eat one and then I would eat another. So I'm eating like half a can of refried beans and a buttload of cheese with a tortilla, thinking that this is on the healthier side because I'm making it from home and it's healthy. It's a Whole Foods. So I'm telling myself this, and I would switch to quinoa. I would switch to different pasta that would seem healthier. Mm-hmm. But the matter of fact was, it was none of that. Like when I would use honey, I wouldn't just use a teaspoon, which is a serving size. I would use a buttload.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So my choices were mindfully. I was thinking I was doing right, but I wasn't. Yeah. I was not feeling full. I'd be hungry later. I would, not cancel out sugar. I think there was a period of time where I did, and that's when I was on and what are those? The pills and stuff, the shakes, the pills, the greens, all those things that they say that you're going to lose weight with, but I never really did.
Yeah.
Maybe I did for a little bit, but it's like I lost the 30 pounds mm-hmm. from that, but I gained it right back. I gained everything back when I, because it was just.
We didn't know. Yeah. We were not educated. So we dealt with, and we're going to get into a picture I want to show. Darcy sent me a picture this morning of what a typical Thanksgiving looks like. But we didn't know. We didn't know that eating oatmeal is worse to your system than eating a candy bar. We didn't understand the trigger actions. We didn't understand the fact that we're starving and we eat more when we eat those kinds of foods. So we didn't know. And number two, in my situation, and probably yours too, is we were addicted to convenience mm-hmm. and we were addicted to opening things up. So a lot of it was just something that we had to learn, right? And that's where we hope that we can come in and give you some hope, because we do not want our clients withholding on Thanksgiving. We want them to mindfully eat. But I'm going to bring a picture up, and we're going to talk about two situations in our client's life where they struggle on Thanksgiving. One being the social aspect, and you're going to see this picture. I'm going to pop it up here. This is like a typical coaching session for us because all of the food, but we've got this social aspect of people actually offended that you're turning their food down, or actually offended that you would actually watch what's on your plate, because it's just one day. It's just one day. You know, how can you say no? What is your reaction, Darcy, when you see this picture?
It's a lot because this is somebody that I see that is having the mindset of lifestyle change. They're maybe say that they're on the keto diet or they're on the carnivore diet and they're at a Christmas party and the stuff that they used to eat all the time, and somebody's just handing it to them. And so the conflict in their head of, okay, do I partake? There's several, like, do I partake? Am I going to offend them if I don't? I don't want to offend anybody because I'm a people pleaser. But I also know that I've worked so hard at where I've gotten so far. And so it's just a major conflicted photo of what's going on in the brain. And what usually happens in a majority of us that are wanting a lifestyle change, we're conflicted, especially if we don't have the foundation of nothing in God's green earth am I ever going to go back to where I was. That's the part where if somebody has not come up to that conclusion, then this is what's happening.
See the terror in her eyes. You can see the conversation that is happening between her ears right there of, I want to be healthy, but here, you know, all of this stuff is just overwhelming. And I'd say, Darcy, would you agree with me? You can disagree with me, but would you agree that if we put the food that we eat on Thanksgiving versus the social aspect, that it is like the social just tips the scale, because that is kind of the hardest things that our clients face?
Yeah. I definitely think the social aspect does challenge them for sure, especially if they are a people pleaser and they care what people think. And most, I would say most of our client that we get is very type A, very perfectionist, very concerned about what other people think about them. Yeah. And so, yeah, like I agree, like more so social than, if you stuck somebody in their house with no interruptions or no social gatherings, they would lose the weight and they'd be, at peace until you get them out there.
Yeah.
So there's that hiccup. Like if you are not, like we talked about last night, if we're not working on all the pillars of a lifestyle change, this is going to be you right here. You're going to think that you've lost all this weight. You're rocking it. Oh, since I lost all this weight, you justify. Yeah. Since I lost all this weight, I can have this. I can have this pie. I can have this. And then I'm going to go back doing the same thing, or I'm going to go back to where I was tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
what happens tomorrow?
Yeah. You know that. You go ahead.
Yeah. Well, just like I was saying earlier, the first 2 days before Thanksgiving, I want to starve myself. And then I get to Thanksgiving and have that horrible binge. And let me tell you, when you decide to indulge on the holidays, there is 21 minutes, and they have done research on this. There's 21 minutes where you feel the euphoria, you feel those dopamine connectors, you feel all of the serotonin, the dopamine, all of the good feels. You feel that for 21 minutes. So after you eat that piece of pie, even after you grab that second piece of pie, you feel euphoria for 21 minutes. And then that's when it begins. The shame, the guilt, the physical feelings of, I cannot believe I ate that much. I want to throw up. All of those things. And so that shame and that guilt kicks in. And then you vow to yourself, I am going to starve myself tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I am going to air quote fast, and that's why I don't like fasting. I don't like to use that term. There's a place for it, and there's a place to clean yourself out, not after shame and guilt. Those two don't go hand in hand. But what happens is at 8 o'clock at night on Thanksgiving, I vow to starve myself the next day. I'm going to withhold. I'm going to punish. I'm going to air quote clean myself out. Saturday morning hits, because you've had all of those carbs, because you've had all the processed stuff, you've triggered that neurotransmitter in your brain, especially if you struggle from sugar addiction or carbohydrate addiction. That is triggered. That thing is going to start screaming at about 8 a.m. the next morning. And you're going to go out to the kitchen. You're going to resist it first. And then you're going to see the leftovers on the counter. You're going to start, and then that's when the leveling off of the cake starts to happen. And you start that round 2 of the binge. And that's the downward spiral and that usually happens until Christmas. And then Christmas, it's another cycle. And then suddenly on January 1st is the National Diet Day. And then you're like, oh, I'm serious now. But we have to work on then helping you lose the 20 pounds you've gained over the binge. So the cycle is scientific. It's not that you're doing anything bad. It's not that you're a bad person. It is just a chemical cycle that happens when you begin that. So Darcy, that's the bad news. So let's talk about the hope, because our clients are different. When they're enrolled, especially before Thanksgiving, when they're enrolled, our clients are different. Again, do some clients fail? Perhaps. We're not, sweeping this over with 100% success, but we have a different mentality. So take us through from this last week of coaching each of these clients. Take us through what happens what do they do? Because do they feel deprived? Do we help them feel deprived? How do they not feel deprived? And what is the journey of our client come Thursday morning?
Well, the first step is they show up to group. Yes. They show up to their accountability. They go to their accountability partner and they tell them their plan.
Yes.
They share what they plan on doing. And then I said the word, then you are pre-planning what you're going to do. You're not going to go to your Thanksgiving empty-handed with just everybody else's food, but you're going to pre-plan what you're bringing.
Yes.
And you're going to make it. You're not just going to go and be a martyr at Thanksgiving and then be tempted by all these other things that you slaved over that aren't even approved for you to consume. But you're going to make yourself food. If somebody gets mad at you for bringing more food to their party, then they've got a problem.
They're not from Indiana.
They're not
from Indiana.
They're not.
We like food here.
And then I think with pre-planning, not only pre-planning their food choices, but I think that's when you can pre-plan having utilizing the fasting tool. Yeah. I think you can use it as a tool, but you have to have a healthy mindset about it. Not just go to a Thanksgiving meal and then binge eat and then claim that you're going to fast because you binged and that you planned that you were going to fast. No, you're going to eat how you should eat. And then, if you feel like your body needs to take a break from it, then have a break from the food. That's a natural fast.
Yeah.
That's why I love carnivore, because carnivore makes you feel full in the right way. And then you just do a natural fast.
Yeah.
So
I don't eat breakfast or lunch. I mean, we usually eat at lunchtime, but I don't eat breakfast because I don't want to spend those calories on something.
Right. That's another good tool. That you can do on Thanksgiving Day. Go into that again.
Yeah. I explain it because all of our clients have macros. They know how much to eat. And so I say, let's use your calories like a bank account that day. Do you want to expend your calories in the morning on a fat coffee? Do you want to expend your calories on something that you can't chew? No, I want to save. I want to put my calories in savings so that when I go through the buffet, and and remind me, or you talk about how we fill our plate. But when we go through the buffet, I'm going to take the most calorie dense, the most yummy. And here's a misconception of the diet world. A lot of people label their foods as keto foods. No, it's whole foods. When we go through the buffet, I am going to take a version of my scalloped potatoes, and I'm going to take, and it's made with heavy cream cheese, cauliflower, all of these yummy foods. So these foods are not diet foods. You're not depriving yourself. Now, are there things that I'm going to skip over? Yeah. I'm going to skip over some of the things because, again, I've got a savings account. I want to expend my calories in a way that I'm going to be the most full, and that I'm going to have, when in Indiana, we play euchre here. So I know when I sit down, nobody wants to be my partner, by the way, but when I sit down, Darcy will do it on Thursday because she loves me. But when I sit down, I am going to have a plate of food next to me, and it's not going to be overeating because I have spent my calories in the right way. And I want to save those lower calorie foods like the veggie trays, the fruit trays. I'm going to spend those later at night so that I can eat with everybody else. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get my piece of keto pie. I'm probably not going to have my keto pie. That's the only thing I label keto because of the sweetener. But I'm probably going to have my keto pie at night when everybody else is having a good time, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what my advice is. Is use your calories like a bank account. Now tell people how we fill our plates.
Well, you mentioned this. I don't do this, but I also do.
Good idea, isn't it?
It's a great idea. Because for me, before I tell them what you stated, is I focus on my proteins and my fats. Not as much fats, but definitely my proteins before I fill it with anything that is just water-based, like your vegetables and those high carbs. So I'm focused on the things that may be higher in calorie, but it's protein and it's those healthy fats. And then, like you said, at the end of the day, that's when I'm having those vegetables munching on, or, the keto treats that, unless they're gone, because some people just like to take them with their meal and then you don't get any.
That is true. That is true. It's maddening.
Especially when I make my eclairs, who knows how many of those are going to be.
You know what? When you get there, Darcy, please put half of them in the refrigerator. Let's not put them all out. Because you are not joking. These people they do. Because they're yummy.
They do, because they're good.
So let's have a plan to hide some of them in the refrigerator.
Noted. Okay. But then with your method of, when you're filling your plate, don't fill your plate with the normal serving size that you would typically have. Half that portion. So then you should see gaps in your plate, not piled on like Dad normally does, where you can't see any of the plate, but you are portioning out in smaller portions. This way, I think you can even taste like, oh, you know what? I really liked having that brisket instead of this casserole. I'm going to go back and get some more of that brisket. And you have more. Because you can. But you're
half of it.
Right. So you're focusing on smaller portions, which moderation's great. If you struggle with moderation, then this is the way that you should. We're telling you a tool to use. Taking small pieces of many different things that you have there, and then being able to then go back if you're still hungry.
Mm-hmm. There's a science behind that, and it's the time that it takes your stomach to digest. So I know Ask Nurse Cindy likes to do the 20 chews. I've never been able to get 20 chews out of anything that I've done, but we have an intensity to a propensity to eat very fast. Mm-hmm. And so if you put all of your serving on one plate right away, you're gonna rush through and you're gonna eat that really fast. Whereas if you put half of it on your plate, you're giving your stomach time to digest, and you're like, yes, I can go up for the rest of it. Because we're not saying eat half of your food. We're not saying that. We're saying eat all of your food. Yeah. But it's taken you so long to digest that, and time and space for you to think clearly. When you go up there, you may find out, I didn't really want that entire serving, or I want a piece of pie instead. And your stomach has had time to turn on the leptin, turn off the ghrelin, and it's chemically a benefit to you to do that. Go twice. Yeah. I love that tactic, and I love your tactic of the protein first.
Yeah.
And that also, if you're in charge, listen to this. I just got this idea. If you're in charge of laying things out and putting things in the buffet, put the meat and the protein on the front side. Because by the time you get down to the end and you filled your plate with all of the carbs and all of this stuff, you just have a little tiny spot on your plate for that turkey. So build your buffet protein first, then fats, then the carbohydrates. Yeah. And you can subliminally be helping everybody, unless it's the brisket, because then everybody's going to take the brisket.
You know, I can explain two things to you, Monica, of why we eat quickly. First of all, moms just typically eat fast.
Yes.
Because if we don't eat fast, then the baby's crying. So that's instilled in our brain. But the second one is that our dad is a Marine. Yes. And he went through, and he talk about, you know, how we used to, I feel like we used to make fun of him, and or just mock, I guess it was kind of mean. Now I think about it, how fast he would chew. Like, he would chew, and then we're like, why do you chew so fast, Dad? He's like, well, if I don't eat it, then I'm not going to eat. Like, because that was what, he got drafted. So, like, when you're in.
That's true.
So, maybe that's not normal for people to chew fast and eat fast, but that would be for anybody raised by
the mom reason for sure.
Yeah. So
I've never thought about that, but you're 100% right.
Always, like, I'm eating like Dad, and here I was, and maybe that's God saying, see, you're just like your father. And you used to make fun of him.
Dad. Thank you, Father. And I'm so grateful for his service. And yes, thank you, Dad. But that is so true. They were taught to eat fast.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I want people to lean into is when you clean out your diet and when you get healthy, our clients that are going to Thanksgiving Thursday are going to enjoy their food more because your taste buds change. And you tend to savor, and because you're eating slow, you tend to savor that food, and it tastes 10 times better than when you shove it down your face. And you enjoy it more. I tend to, one of the things, I don't get into the hooky pooky, you know, the new age stuff, but one of the things I read in my training one time was to, you know, when you're taking a bite, be thankful. And thank the farmer who took care of that cow and fed that cow every day, and just
really hokey pokey.
It is really hokey pokey, but you know, when you slow down, you tend to be more thankful. And oh my gosh, I can't even wait to taste your eclairs. I can't even wait. I'm like salivating just thinking about it. So if you don't bring them, you're going to crush my world.
I'll video it.
But it's true. Like, I don't get to have that. I choose not to have that throughout the day and throughout the weeks. But I know. What is that? I have been trying to think about this. Not mirroring. What is that where we connect memories to foods and we have to unconnect them? Anchoring. Thank you. I've tried to think of that all week. But yeah, when you anchor those, I anchored the first time I had your eclairs. I anchored that moment with, this is beauty, right? And there's so much more at the table that you can. But when you do that and you slow down, it just, you enjoy it more.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about it all, at the end of the day, I don't care if you're over your calories. I don't care if you've been perfect. But at the end of the day, you, instead of feeling guilt and shame, instead of that food controlling you, you feel freedom. Mm-hmm. There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the next day we do encourage our clients, hey, we know you weren't perfect. We know, but let's do a fast. Let's not eat until noon, to get those extra things out of your system. That's a much different thing than I'm starving myself because I was a horrible person.
Yeah. It all comes down to the healthy mindset for Thanksgiving, not going in knowing that you're just going to blow it, but you're going in there mindfully, doing your best and taking charge instead of just filling your plate full and eating all day, being mindful of a plan of a plan of attack in a way of, I'm going to eat, I'm going to do it this way. I know that I'm going to have dessert, and so I'm going to leave space for that.
Yep.
But then the biggest thing we're missing out on, Monica, is...
I know what you're going to say.
What?
I know.
I don't know.
Say it. I know, because we are in the same link.
Maybe. I was going to say, it doesn't have to be about food.
Boom.
Okay, look at us. but it can be about creating other memories, core memories that does not revolve around food. Thanksgiving is a challenging one because we do gather together to create a meal together, to have a potluck together, to sit down and be grateful for our year. That's what Thanksgiving is about. It's thankful for the food that is on our table and that we are not deprived of that. But I think another great core memory is, why not start maybe new memories by creating game night? I love the days back in the day for Christmas that we had it's called bunco, but we'd have a bunco table and we'd have games going with everyone that would, even if they didn't want to play a game, they were still at that table and they were still a part of it. But that is like creating the non-food memories is more important, I think, than focusing on the food memories.
Yeah. And if you've got your food taken care of and you have peace with what you're eating, you can easily sit down with that family member and ask them who they voted for president. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, Coach Darcy, can I get you on record? I would just like to get you on record. After lunch and when we sit down, would you be my euchre partner?
You have to promise me something. I will be your partner if you pay attention.
That's my problem. There are so many squirrels around our Thanksgiving.
You got to do better. Do better.
It's so hard to look at my cards all the time when there's things happening. There's gossip happening around me that I don't get to hear because of these cards. I need to know what's happening in Aunt Cheryl's life, right? And she's talking over here. I need to know why she did what she did. And I'm looking at my cards and it's my turn, but she's not done telling her story.
Well, then that might be a instance where you just don't play euchre.
No, I want to. I want to with all my heart. I want to play euchre.
No, you got to pay attention.
I'll never forget when my father was my partner. He was so mad at me. He was so mad. He's like kicking me under the table.
Are you sure it was your partner or if it was the people around, all of the people around you saying, pay attention?
It's very hard. It's very hard for me. So post your euchre clues on how to stay a part of the game. I don't think my son will play with me anymore. I don't think he will.
I doubt it. I've played with him. I don't want to play with Tony, but I pay attention.
He is mean. Like, winning is important to him.
I don't like losing. Every game. I like losing, but I don't like to lose every single one of them. So my goal is to beat him this year.
What would make me stay at the table and participate fully is if we played spoons. I could do that. And my nails are ready.
I'm not. Nope. We are not game ready.
Bring it. I win every time.
Yeah. Oh my. Well, that being said,
we want you to know that you don't have to feel guilt and shame at the holiday season. You don't have to gain weight at the holiday season. You don't have to be controlled by those idols that America is just used to. You don't have to. We're here to help you. We have a brand new program, and what I'm recommending people do, and I don't know what day it is today, I think it's Tuesday, but what I'm recommending is if you know that you want to enroll in one of our weight loss programs with the CGM, get that Stella ordered. Order it now. Register for the program. That way you can put that thing on. I got mine on right here. You can put that thing on and then you can be ready for your first coaching session immediately with us. Whereas if you wait until after the holiday, you got to order it. It's got to come in the mail. And we don't want to meet with you until you have it on your arm so that we can hit the ground running. So that's what I'm recommending to people. Darcy, do you have a coupon right now? I think you had one.
I feel like we both do, honestly.
Yeah, we both have one.
It's so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's 3 days where you can get the is it the Elite program? That's our 3-month, right? Elite program.
Yours is for all the programs.
Well, yours wait.
Are you talking about mine?
You can't give away I have a surprise Black Friday.
Okay. Oh, shoot. We didn't talk about this before, but yes, mine is, and actually if you enroll, I can give you a sneak entrance to it. There's no, it's just the Black Friday program, and you use the code Turkey 20.
That's the 20. That's the 3-day. That's for Elite.
Only for the 3-month program. Yep.
And then I have a Black Friday special that is only showing up on Black Friday.
Ooh.
That's it.
Where's it showing up, Darce?
It's going to be on my page. I think I will be posting it on our other main page.
Business page? KM Health Coaching?
But it's only on Friday for the day. Mm-hmm. And it's a surprise.
All right.
But you don't want to miss it.
Right. No, you don't want to miss it, for sure.
No.
For sure. Definitely. My husband's
I didn't talk to you about this.
You know what?
It's fine.
You don't have to.
You made my code.
You do what you do. You do you, babe. But yeah, if you are wanting to nail down my schedule, it is I'll put my link in the comments, and that is for the 3-month program. That's the Elite, where you also have labs. You have, and I think Darcy's is the same program, so I think you'll still be able to sneak. But I don't know. I'm just talking to hear the wind blow. But mine is $200 off of that program.
That is for the first, for this. I have the same. But no, not for the CGM. Nope.
Okay.
It's just for my Elite.
Yep, me too. Elite.
$200 is a good deal.
That is a really great deal. Yeah.
Woo.
And by the way, when you enroll, here's how my program works. I think it's yours too. When you enroll for the 3-month program, you put your code in, Turkey20, on everybody's, Turkey20. That's $200 off. You're going to see that in your invoice. Now, the price is going to look even lower than that, because what we're going to have you do is we're going to have you go order your CGM. So, for example, the program is $19.99 normally without the $200, but when your invoice is only $17.50, because we want you to take that other $250 and we want you to go get your CGM. So that's a little bit confusing to some, but there was no way around that, because we want you to have the account directly, privately done with Stello. So yeah, Turkey20 is your code, and Darcy's not releasing her code yet, and so you've got to go to her page and grab
on Friday.
It.
That
on
is
Friday.
Because I'm a wholehearted believer.
You are.
Wholehearted believer that Black Friday should be on Black Friday.
You are.
I did something completely different.
Yep.
On Black Friday. Different code, different blah, blah, blah.
So go find it.
So go find it on Black Friday. It's only on Black Friday. But then I have a pre-Black Friday, which is the Turkey20.
Turkey20. Yeah, because my code works on your page too. So Darcy's going to drop her link in the comment section so that you have her link. I do?
I can't participate in the chat.
That's so weird. I have to do it afterwards sometimes. So I just go to my video and plop it in there that way.
Or you can just go to the Weight Loss Project, and you can go over there, which there is this funny little video that I made that you should just go check out. And where you see the funny little video, there's the code in there. So,
I did not see that. I'm going to go over there myself.
Yeah, you should go check out my page, the Weight Loss Project. I'm also over at the 40. What is that one page?
Weight Loss Over 40. Yep.
Weight Loss Over 40.
Lots of stuff is over there, and our KM Health Coaching Facebook site.
It's not on there yet.
You don't have to look very hard to find us, because we are just everywhere. So have a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving. Please grab onto Hope if you need it. If you need some courage, grab onto this video. If you're already in the lifestyle and you just need a little courage, take us with you. Say, hey, Coach Monica said this, so back off, buddy. You know, do what you need to do.
Yeah, defend
back
yourself,
off, buddy. No, thank you, Aunt Susie. I do not want your apple pie. All right, guys, we love you. We are here every Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have a brand new goodbye video that we're going to show. Thank you, Darcy, for doing your magic in Canva. I love it. All right, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. See you next week.